not even in my wildest dreams or like unrealistic things that you don't even put into words because you don't want to jinx it. I never had any delusions of living here and being a successful artist that lived off what he did. The idea of like how hard you'd have to push what you were doing to even be on that level, like the dudes that inspired me, like Barry McGee and guys like that were here that were a big deal when I came to go to school.
Yeah.
I just couldn't see a parallel. I was like nothing I really...
Not attainable at all.
No, exactly. You know, just not a goal because it didn't seem possible.
Right.
Cool. And the way that it all kind of fell into place is funny, but I just imagined I'd move back to New York and do something. I mean, I kind of didn't have any... At the time. Yeah, I didn't have any delusions that it was like a permanent move out here. That's why we live in such a funny bubble, because it is like a major city that's considered a contemporary amongst all other major cities of the world, and yet like...
Everybody's just kind of like...
Yeah, everybody's just kind of, not on the same sort of cutthroat level as a lot of major cities, I guess. And it isn't because it's cheap. Right. It's not because it's easy. Whereas maybe it's San Francisco that lends itself to a art market that would let the hype rise to the top and have it be more of a facade. Because I don't really, and I haven't ever really thought it since I moved here. I rarely go to the MoMA or something where I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. Like, I'll go there and be like, it's pretty neat. You know, not to say they never do, like that Barry McGee installation they just had there recently or whatever was really sick, and there are sick things there, but I don't know. I don't feel like and I can go to the Met in New York and just be like, well, again, the Met's got a different type of collection, but like you can go to the Modern and still be like
spend 6 hours in there and just be blown away.
I feel like ours you could do in an hour and be like, I enjoy it for what it is, and I definitely like that their arts district is at least dead fucking serious, whereas ours is pretty weak. You know, like you go to 49 Geary and like through the commercial gallery district in San Francisco, it's like pretty sad.
Pretty lame.
Yeah. Pretty touristy and like pretty goofy.
Yeah.
And you know, not that's not fair. It's not to say there's nothing rad in there. No, and when you walk around Chelsea, you get like shook. You know, might not be right up your alley, might not be stuff you love, but it's badass, and it's like hard.
The bar is
it's not like here where you're like in those galleries and stuff's really expensive and super affluent, posh atmosphere vibe. And it's like a white canvas with a red turd on it. And you're like, what did I miss? Like, you know, I know minimalism had its place and all, but that's just lame. You know what I mean? Like, that could be a fake of the original lame.
It just seems like
it doesn't
hype.
Look like anything, and it is hype. And then you go to New York, and whether you like it or you're not, or, you know, it's usually really fucking well done.
Yeah, a lot of work when
and you're like, you know, it's one of those departments of art that I love when you just can't fuck with it because it's just too sick. You know what I mean? Like, it's drawn well. People forgot about that. Like, it's just painted well.
Right.
There was technique, there was skill, there was premeditation, and it worked out. Look, talk about intimidating, man. Like, to leave my gallery when I was like setting up the show to go get a cup of coffee, I couldn't leave the block without being like, oh God. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, that's really badass. Like, no, actually, that's badass.
Yeah.
So no matter how confident I might get in the afternoon thinking like, oh, it's coming out pretty good. Like, I'm going to really put these people on their ear and go to get a cup of coffee and be like, that's what I mean. Like, around every street corner in New York City is something that at least you can admire the level of time and effort and thought. What did you think of that movie the other night?
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, right?
It was awesome.
I think he's the smartest dude out there. You think he's been here for 2 weeks or whatever? You've seen all this headlines?
I've seen his stuff. I went to go look at some of it. I went to that Chinatown one to look at it.
Where is
close. It's on Commercial.
I saw a picture of it, but it didn't say where it was.
And there's a little sign taped up in Chinese that says, "Please don't paint over this. It's a historical piece of art." And so that was kind of cool.
Like one of the people in Chinatown put it up?
Yeah. It's all typed out and printed out in Chinese. And it says, "Please don't paint over."
Oh my God, that's so awesome! Chinatown rules. Yeah. Do you think they're legitimately his? I think the handwriting looks weird. It doesn't look like it's not the right font. Like his handwriting kind of looks the same.
Yeah, similar.
You know, he's got a hand style. It's just handwriting, but he has a hand style and he has can control. Like he has a way of writing letters, so it looks like his handwriting.
Right.
It's not different handwriting all over London. He doesn't use different fonts.
Right.
It's like
his thing. That's his thing.
And it doesn't look right. Like, I think it's other dudes. And again, he does everything to create conversation and dialogue and to create the question of...
Dude, so many people.
But it's also like,
that stuff.
Is he here? Is he in LA? Did he even come to America? Is he back in London? Like, does he pay dudes to come here and do this?
Who knows, man? I like to think it's him.
Everyone does. I don't think it is.
You don't think so?
No. I gotta go to Chinatown to check out the cool Chinese
yeah, that was the coolest part. And I guess a bunch of people are there all the time now, looking at it, taking pictures. It's like a tourist attraction now.
Unfucking believable.